Hi, folks. This is the second in the series about creativity, and today I want to talk to you about flow state, the alpha state, getting into the zone. And this is something that can help you when you're working on business problems, when you're at a wedding, or when you're editing. It's a state of mind, I suppose, in that when you're in the zone, when you're in the flow state, your mind is able to be more creative. So when you're not in the flow state, or when you're not in the creative state, then you're in the beta state, which is more of a fight or flight uh, kind of state. So that the science is, well, it's partly to do with dopamine release as well as this kind of fight or flight mechanism. So if you're in a situation where you feel unhappy or uncomfortable or threatened, then the body um, floods the parts of the brain to do with the fight or flight mechanism with blood, that they're active, and what it does is it takes the attention away, takes the blood flow away from those areas that help with creativity. So in the alpha state, you're much more able to be creative and to come up with solutions, and to produce your best work. So this is our aim, really, going into a wedding. And there are a few things that I do to help with this. You may have been to weddings where you're working away, you click with the client, it's your kind of thing, the light's right, everything's lining up, and there are photographs to be had left, right, and centre. Everything looks great, and that's because you're there, you're fully immersed, you're fully invested in being there, you're focused on what you're doing, you feel happy, you feel comfortable, you feel safe, that your clients trust what you're going to do, and you're able to do that without kind of second guessing yourself. So the first thing that you can do to help with this is just make sure that you meet your clients beforehand, or if not in person, over Zoom, that you've seen the venue. If you've not seen the venue, arrive an hour or so early so you can have a little wander around. And arriving early is going to help you relax before you start to work. And of course, you can't go straight into work. You have to kind of build up. So maybe getting the camera out a little bit earlier, and getting your eye in, seeing what the light's doing, seeing how you see the place. And then you can build up to kind of being in the zone. There are things you can do before the wedding. So, I always find that if I've done a double header or triple header, that the second or the third day I go into the wedding, I can see things, I know what I'm doing, and I'm able to expose for situations a lot more quickly, and maybe think about what's going on, because my mind is already kind of trained in that way. So one of the things that you can do kind of way before the wedding is to practice with your camera outside of the wedding situation. Street photography is a great way to do that, because out in the street, you have no control over where people go, where the light is. You have to try and work things out for yourself, and that's kind of really gets your mind in gear. And practicing like that can get you able to kind of see the light, if you want, a lot more quickly when you arrive at a wedding. So the second thing I want to say is regarding arriving early and kind of being happy. So if you're only going to produce your best work if you're happy in the situation. If you're stressed, if there's something going on at home, if you've got your phone on you, somebody's messaging about something else, and you're checking your emails, you're not focused, you're not fully immersed in the wedding, and your mind is not going to be at its most creative. For me, we have a busy family life, so one of the things that I do is I do make sure that I leave the house early enough to be able to have a coffee and kind of put family life to one side just for a minute, while I concentrate on what I'm doing, what I'm going into, so that when I start work, then I'm focused. I'm fully focused on that. The other thing that I do is meditation practice, which just it's pretty simple. I usually use an app called Headspace, and I do a 10-minute meditation a day. And the practice of meditation helps to bring focus and presence, so that when you're distracted, it's kind of a muscle in your mind that you can train to help bring you back to the moment and be present, which really helps when you're at a wedding. So just remembering to breathe and concentrating on your breath. If you find you're getting a little bit flustered at a wedding, the stuff not going quite right, and people are you've got wedding planners in your ear asking you for all sorts of stuff, and people are stressing out, then to just be able to breathe and bring yourself back and be present in that moment is a skill. So that once you've done that and you kind of relax a little bit, you start to be able to see what's in front of you a little bit more clearly, and you can hear what's going on just by listening to people. So you're fully in tune with the wedding day. So that's a few little bits and bobs about the zone and getting into the zone. So it's really about just being happy to be there, being fully present in the moment, and feeling safe and able to do stuff like experiment and try things that may or may not work, but feel that you're in a safe enough place to do that. So that doesn't necessarily always apply just to being at a wedding and shooting, but it applies to everything in life, whether it's business solutions that you're trying to work out, whether it's something at home, it's something to do with your the way you organize your daily life. But there are things that you can do to make sure you get the most out of your creative brain. I hope you found that helpful. Cheers.